afternoon, everybody. Welcome back for the final time today here on MXGPTV.com. The MXGP qualifying race, it's round 4 of the FIA Motocross World Championship. We're at the MXGP of Trentino. My name's Paul Mayling. Thanks for joining us today. If you've been with us all day, of course, you would have seen action from 125 and 250 European, the MX2 qualifying race just a few moments ago. And now we're getting ready to finish today with the MXGP qualifying race. 20 minutes plus 2 laps. We're in a beautiful part of the world. Lake Garda, just about 20 minutes away from here. And of course, there is all kinds of things you can do in the Trentino region. For this weekend, it's all about MXGP. We've had a cloudy day all day today. The sun hasn't been able to make it through, but I'm glad to say that apart from the little drizzle that we had first thing this morning, it's been relatively dry. It seems a lot cooler, though, than the 13 degrees that we are currently experiencing. But the fans are in the house. You've got the Geiser fan club over this side with the red and yellow flares, and you've got the Italians on the other side of the circuit for Tony Cairoli. And there'll be a wall of noise on the opening laps of this 1,550-meter long racetrack. As always, of course, the Slovenian border just not too far away from here. Now, as you can see, the riders are making their way towards the end of their sighting lap, but a few moments ago, Lisa was down on the grid. She caught up with a couple of riders. One of those was Samuele Bernardini on the Giardinelli Racing Team Yamaha. And before that, the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna of number 27, Arminas Jasikonis. Jasikonis put in a fantastic performance a week ago in Valkenswaard, and here they are now. Let's hear what they have to say ahead of qualifying.
Hello everyone and welcome to the start of the MXGP qualifying race. Now with me now I have Arminas Jasikonis, AJ for short, and I do need a chair because I can't quite reach him. Arminas, let's talk about free practice. You were 9th. How's your feeling with the track today?
Actually feeling is quite good, just a little bit been stuck to make good complete sectors, so that was the problem, but overall I'm feeling good. Actually, it's not like really favorite track, but it's nice puzzle to put together, like new weekend, you know. Every year is every different kind of tracks, you know, like even if you come to the same track, but it's nice. I like it, and we're gonna enjoy qualifying race.
And of course starts are always important in races, but just how important is a good start here?
I think in like time practice and free practice it was really like one line track, so it's going to be quite important, and also you cannot go too much on the inside, take the safe road because it's quite muddy, so it's going to be important.
Have a great race. Thanks, Arminas. Now the second rider I'm with now is Samuele Bernardini, who I haven't seen much of this year. Samuele, this is your second GP this year. I know you were in Valkenswaard. What have you been up to?
Yeah, this year I try only race European because completely too much cost for the team.
Okay.
And try only Italian, European. And but this year MXGP, the rider very fast and difficult to stay in the top 10 and the top 20. But I try.
And of course, even more difficult for you as well because it's your first year in the MXGP class on the bigger bikes. You had to move up because of the age. How are you adapting to the bigger bikes and in this class?
Yes, this year the rider fast and stay near. In the 1 second, stay tail rider. And yes, for me, the first year in MXGP, very difficult because the rider fast.
But here in Italy, home round, exciting?
Yes, I try because in Italy normally push more for public. I try for good race.
Have a great one. Good luck, Samuele Bernardini there. Good luck to all the guys. It's time for MXGP qualifying race.
Nel loro ingresso i piloti della MXGP, giro di ricognizione. Giro di ricognizione, l'ultima gara della prima giornata.
That was before the riders headed out for their sighting lap, of course. And actually, in the time practice session, Tim Geiser put in the fastest lap on lap 7, but on his final attempt, lap 10, he actually got put to the floor by Samuele Bernardini. They went into the final turn together, and Bernardini didn't back off. Geiser caught his tyre, went down, slid across the line for his final lap, but his earlier attempt was much better. So Tim Geiser, Team HRC, goes to the line first. Gauthier Paulin, Monster Energy Wilvo Yamaha, goes to the line second. Only half a second between those two. Kai Rowley third on the Red Bull KTM. And the top three all on 145, so 45.2, 45.8, 45.9. Then Arno Tonis, the second of the Monster Energy Wilvo Yamahas, was fourth. Max Anstieg fifth. Paul Jonas sixth. Sean Simpson seventh. Tano Leo eighth. Aminas Jasikonis and Alessandro Lupino. There is a 222, Tony Cairoli, as he gets ready. And of course, he's only lost 3 points so far this season in the fight for the championship, but his qualifying, first one of the year, 28th, remember, his bike broke in Argentina. But he made up for it since, though. Second at Matterley, qualifying race win in Valkenswaard a week ago. And Tim Geiser, oh, he's taken a qualifying race win at Matterley, and it was Romain Fevre, the absent Romain Fevre on the Monster Energy Yamaha, who was the first qualifying race winner of the season. Tim Geiser, though, just with the help of his mechanic, they've taken the tyre cover off, put a brand new tyre in. They walk that bike to the line just to give him the best opportunity to get over the gate, of course, on that mesh. So clean rubber. And quite a few riders doing a similar thing. See Paulin there with that used rear tyre. Tony Cairoli, he'll also have clean rubber. First turn, just having the final prep. And our fly racing boards also in position, ready, because 20 minutes plus 2 laps here. The MXGP qualifying race, the final race of the day on MXGPTV.com. You see the GoPro strategically placed there in the background. Just behind Tony Cairoli, of course, who is an official GoPro athlete, along with Gauthier Paulin. There's Brian Bogus in the background there, the 189. He'll go to the line 17th for Team HRC. Teammate to this rider here, Tim Geiser, who slots in next to the number 4 of Arno Tonis. Plenty of Slovenian fans in the house this weekend. Look at the difference in starting positions. We hold it there. Geiser's gone pretty much to the middle. Anstey a couple gates over to his left, our right. Our left, it's his right. There's Paul Jonas, goes to line 6th for Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. Still finding it difficult in MXGP, still trying to find himself at fitness level, but Gauthier Paulin, well, we know he has the fitness at the moment. We've seen him inside the top 3 on 3 occasions in race finishes. Drew away a podium a week ago, though, didn't he, in Valkenswaard in that second race when he tried to make a move on Alessandro Lupino. Tommy Searle, number 100, went to the line 14th for Boss Factory there. And look where he's parked, right between Tony Cairoli and Tim Geiser. AJ just trying to get himself all psyched up. He'll look to improve on that 9th place time from earlier today. And the Jerryman for Honda SR Motor Blues, 12th for the Belgian. Last few riders making their way to the line. There's the 25, Monster Energy Kawasaki of Clement de Sal. Didn't have a good qualifying, 19th for the rider who sits 3rd in the championship, so it could be a vital, could be a crucial qualifying race for him. And Alessandro Lupino there, number 77. He was 10th for Gavin van Venrooy. But 20 plus 2, just like the MX2 qualifying race, green flag at the back. Everybody onto the grid. There's the 99 of Max Anstey for standing construct KTM. He was 5th. So 1.4 seconds between him and Tim Geiser in the qualifying race, in the time practice earlier. So the calm before the storm then. Any moment now, and right on cue, the green flag is waved to the riders. We're under starters orders. The Fly Racing 15-second board is up for the first time for the MXGP riders. Who is it going to be that grabs the whole shot here? The 226 over on the end gate there of Tom Cock, but right in the centre of the gate there, you're going to see the jump coming from Cairoli, Geiser out of the seat, and he does go into the first turn ahead of Cairoli. Arno Tonis in there in 3rd, and Monticelli holding a nice tight line. He comes out in, what, 5th place alongside the 77 of Lupino. Paulin just a few positions further back, just behind the number 41, I think, of Paul's Jonas. But Lupino looking to make a move up the inside here of Monticelli. Yes, he goes through. Then we've got Anton Gold. So Anton Gold on the 297 JWR Yamaha. Just in the view there. He's got, is that AJ behind him? I think it might be. Anyway, here's Geiser. There's Kai Rowley in second, the 222. And then third, we've got the number 4 of Arno Tonis. Then the 4th of 128. What's going on here? Oh, Anstey and Simpson. And Anstey just tips over. And Simpson stays up. Max Anstey did not need that. So the standing construct KTM rider, he picks himself up as Kai Rowley looks back to see who it is that's breathing down his neck, and it's the number 4 of Arno Tonis on the Monster Energy Wilvo Yamaha. Ivo Monticelli, the lead standing construct rider, then in 4th, just here, number 128. Then the 77 of Lupino is 5th. Then Anton Gold 6th, Jonas 7th. His teammate, no, it's Paulin in 8th place, number 21. Then Simpson in 9th. So that's about where Anstey could be at the end of his first lap. But instead, he's having to pick himself up from right at the back. Making their way down behind the pit lane area. Anton Gold is going to come under some pretty brutal fire here as Jonas goes through. Paulin not able to capitalize. Into the final turn then. And over the line for the first time. Geiser then 1.2 seconds clear of Tony Kai Rowley. Arno Tonis is 3rd. Monticelli is 4th. Lupino is 5th. Jonas is 6th. The rider in blue, Anton Gold, is 7th. Gauthier Paulin in black is 8th for Yamaha. The light blue behind him, Sean Simpson, is 9, and then Jeremy Seawer is 10. Julian Lever on the Kawasaki is 11, ahead of Tommy Searle. Then we've got Clement de Sal 13, Bogus 14. Back from Enduro, Pascal Rauschnecker is in 15th place. Benoit Paturel 16, Sven van der Meerden 17. Davide Bonini, Stefano Pizzuto, and Jeremy Van Horbeke, they are your top 20. And then after that, we have Petrov, Jasikonis, Artem Guriev, and Max Anstey, 25th place. Glenn Koldenoff hasn't completed a lap, and there's why. He's in pit lane. He's been down and just trying to get that clutch lever up. Well, the aim for him now just to try and finish up as high as possible, obviously, but not going to be easy. It's going to be a long way down from the leaders. Over on the far side of the circuit, though, Paulin up the inside of Anton Gold. So the JWR Yamaha rider there in light blue has to yield to Paulin as Paulin moves up to 7th. And we've got Simpson and Seawer desperate to make their way past as well on the KTM and the Yamaha respectively. There's Geiser, there's Kai Rowley. That's the gap between 1st and 2nd. Tim Geiser was on our studio show today on MXGPTV.com. So too was David Puches and the team manager for standing construct, Tim Matthijs. But look at Tonis. Number 4, Monster Energy Wilvo Yamaha, a track he knows well. And something that he has a good feeling with as well, having made his first MXGP podium here a couple of years ago. So Tonis then, 3rd overall that day in 2017. And here he is, 3rd in the qualifying race in the early stages. Behind Tim Geiser, Tony Kai Rowley. There is Tonis, just number 4, flashing by. Here's Ivo Monticelli on the standing construct KTM. He's in 4th place at the moment. Paulin, Anton Gold, Seawer, found his way past Simpson, then Lever, then Searle. Right, keep an eye on the progress of these two then, shall we? Because Geiser had about a 1.5 seconds over Kai Rowley as they hit the line. Here is Kai Rowley dropping down the hill, going after Geiser. 2 sets of colourful fans will be on their feet cheering on opposite sides of the racetrack for these two. And you can already hear in this qualifying race how animated they are over that double. Geiser leading the way. Tonus right there behind them, just losing a little bit of impetus. But it's the Team HRC, the Honda, that red Honda with the rider in black, Tim Geiser, who leads the way. 1.59 it was at the end of lap 2. And Geiser sets the fastest lap, 1:48.3, quickly overshadowed by the quickest lap by Cairoli by a tenth, 48.2. The gap now 1.4 seconds. Cairoli, he knows you can't win the GP on a qualifying race result alone, but you know what? Put that feather in your cap, just having that that little boost of confidence, knowing that if he goes from second to first and he finds his way past Geiser, that he just has that knowledge, that confidence to be able to do it. But as we know, Tim Geiser, he is not a difficult, he's a difficult person to pass, isn't he? There's the Cairoli crew down there in pit lane, just keeping an eye on. That was a nice clean corner from the Sicilian. Geiser just buried it a little bit deep on the exit. Nothing in between those two. Tonus not far away either, only about 2 seconds behind Cairoli as they reach the bottom of those hills. Monticelli still there in fourth, Lupino in fifth, Jonas sixth, Paulhan seventh, Anton Goal is eighth. A mistake there from Cairoli cost the Sicilian a little bit of time. Seawer is 9, Simpson 10, Lever, Searle, Bogus, DeSalle and Paturel. Good to see Benoit Paturel back this weekend. Kevin Van Venrooy Kawasaki. He's in 15th, ahead of Jerry Van Horbik. The Sven van der Meerden has been passed by AJ Alminas Jasikonis. Anstey now to 18th, and Bonini is in 20th place. Right, 12.5 minutes. Watch this. This was the mistake. Just went into the bank. Had to leg his way around. Cost him a bit, but not a lot. Now 1.5 the gap, so about a tenth or so. Tim Geiser showing that he's not going to make this championship campaign an easy one for Tony Cairoli. Watch this. Another slight mistake here from TC. Just ran it wide. So your first three separated by about 4.3 seconds with Tonus there in third place for Monster Energy Volvo Yamaha. There's Cairoli double single. Wheelies in to that deep rut to the inside. Just over 11.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Oh, we're going to see a late surge here from the 222. Tonus third, Monticelli still fourth, Lupino 5, Jonas the 41 in 6th, and Paulhan the 21 here, these two in 6th and 7th place, both setting their fastest laps of the race, with Gauthier Paulhan a 1:50.7 and Jonas a 51.3. So the momentum with Paulhan there, the number 21, the second rider in that shot, in 7th position. Anton Goal, Jeremy C with Sean Simpson rounding out the top 10. Julian Lever all over the back of Simpson as they disappeared down into that bottom corner there, look. Behind these. Van Horbik is past Paturel. So Van Horbik now up in the 15th place. Paulhan just getting caught behind the 41 of Jonas. Looks to go hard on the brakes and round the outside. Well, he cuts it back to the inside, but well read there from Jonas. He just held a nice tight line, wasn't flustered. So Paulhan then looking for somewhere else to maybe make a move on AJ, on Jonas, sorry. See the difference in lines and how he sets himself up there. Had to go slower in, but it was quick out for Paulhan, and if Jonas wasn't there, that would have been a much quicker turn, that next left-hander. Here's Monticelli, look, having a fantastic ride, and Lupino. Two Italians, 4th and 5th. 3 Italians in the top 5, look. Cairoli 2nd, Monticelli 4, Lupino 5. But Paul Jonas, number 41, got his hands full with Gauthier Paulin, stays nice and low over that little scrub hill. What are we going to see at the end of the wave section? Technical part of the racetrack. He goes back wheel and monos his way through, but again, denied in that left-hander. Just starting to work his way back into fitness, but a mistake there from Jonas. Again, goes defensive. Paulin going to be getting a little frustrated underneath that helmet. Got close a couple times, but has been denied from the Latvian. And again, he just loses drive on the uphill there, out of that tight right. There's a number 21 of Gauthier Paulin. Last time around, incidentally, Tim Geiser set the fastest lap of the race, pulls another half a second on Kai Rolik, 1:47.3. So that gap 2 seconds almost. Right, Paulin, a little bit of hang time as he looks to regroup and try to catch Paul Jonas and make a move in one foul swoop. Long look at the pit board there, and he's up on the pegs into this final turn. Gauthier Paulin takes a deep breath and says, right, let's go again. His lap time that time around of 52.3, a full second slower than Jonas ahead of him. There's that line, so he was clean through there. Nice through here. Give him a couple of corners, he'll be all over the back of the Latvian again. So Geiser leads 2.2 from Kai Rolik. They're already out of sight. 5 seconds behind them is Arno Tonus. Then we've got the two Italians, Monticelli and Lupino in 4th and 5th. Jonas here is 6th, number 41. A slight bubble though on landing. Paulin just waiting to capitalize on a possible mistake. That's those two going through now. Are we going to see a pass at the end of the straight? Anyway, here's Anton Goal. He's in 8th. Fantastic ride for JWR. And yes, Paulin does go through. He looked like he was closer as he hit the Monster Energy jump. And he got better drive through the waves. Watch this. Both riders up on the pegs, but again, we saw it a lap earlier. Just a little more efficient. Paulin got himself into the commanding position there. And that was the move for 6th. Just a bit further back, Benoit Paturel, number 6, on the Geben van Venrooy Kawasaki. He has his hands full of Max Anstey. Anstey fell on the opening lap. He is now into 18th. Paturel ahead of him in 17th place. The former 3rd place finisher in a World Championship and Motocross of Nations winner 2016 when it was held at Maggiora in Italy. But Anstey, standing construct KTM, 6-7 minutes plus 2 to go. He's already found his way past half the field, but a frustrating race for Anstey. He's got these guys ahead of him, De Sal and Van Horbik, Jasikonis, but Sal just labouring through that turn ever so slightly. He's found his way past Van Horbik, his fellow Belgian. In fact, Van Horbik's gone past him. So, meanwhile, Tony Cairoli back onto the rear wheel of Tim Geiser as he looks to challenge for the lead once again. So, Team HRC's Honda rider, Tim Geiser, leading the way. Tony Cairoli on that Red Bull KTM again, that same corner, causing him 1 or 2 problems. Tried to rush it, got in there, snatched the front end out of his hands. See, that gap has just gone out immediately again. So watch this. Gets over there nice though. Just comes in just earlier in the turn this time. Just rushing that corner there. Right, past pit lane. 8 laps on the feet, coming off the peg there as well. Missed his break. Starting to look a little bit untidy, if he can look untidy, Tony Cairoli. Used to seeing him so immaculate. 1.9, he's only lost a 10th in all of those mistakes, look. So these two are really pushing. They're the only guys sort of below the 50s, apart from Gauthier Paulin, who set his fastest lap last time around. We're waiting for him to hit the line now for lap 8. He was at 49.9. The guys ahead of him, Tony Cairoli and Tim Geiser, here, 48s, 2 and 3, Geiser, Cairoli. Yeah, the momentum is with Geiser at the moment. Right, Tony Cairoli, you see the body language there, just a little bit more aggressive through that top left-hand turn. Casual pull of the tear off as he drops into this left-hander. Here's Arno Tonas, fantastic ride for him at the moment. The Monster Energy Wilbo Yamaha rider who sits 15th in the championship, his best qualifying race so far. Great Britain, Matchley Basin, a couple rounds ago, in 6th. And pause. There he is again at the top of the hill. So the Swiss finished 3rd overall here a couple of years ago, looking very comfortable around this same Trentino circuit. That'll do his confidence a world of good. He was a bit beat up after Matterley going into Valkenswaard. Wasn't his usual self, but as I say, 14th, 15th in the championship. Here's Anstey. Getting into the back of Paturel. Paturel showing some resistance to the number 99. Looking to get off-piste and then buries his wheels in all that deep mud around the outside there. That's the gamble you have to take, and that's the price you pay. Costs you about 3 bike lengths on the exit. Undeterred, looking to go back after the number 6 again on that Gavin van Venrooy Kawasaki. Benoit Paturel. There's De Sal just ahead of him at the bottom of the hill here. De Sal definitely doesn't look like his usual self, does he? After going enough words with the team, he's 16th in the race at the moment, not looking like he's going forward. I know he had a slight hand injury after Matterley. He rode through that a week ago at Valkenswaard, but Geiser back on the rear wheel. It was 1.8 as they hit the line, and it's clearly less than that now. This time he's a little bit more controlled into this left-hander at the top of the hill. Back markers coming into play. Fans on both sides making their voices heard here. And Cairoli has bridged that 2-second gap to nothing within the space of a lap here. 48s last time. Are we going to see a 47, or has that momentum been just sort of slowed here? Geiser slots neatly into that bottom corner just before they make their way back on a pit straight. Back markers moving out of the way. 145 speedway style through that final turn. 49.7, 48.7. That gap, 0.8 of a second between the 243. Tim Geiser, the middle rider in shot. He's your qualifying race leader. And Tony Cairoli, who you sense is just starting to build that momentum, build that pressure. The 93, I think that is, of Jonathan Bengtson, takes a look over his shoulder, but he's interfered with play. Cairoli just manages to slot in, and it's Geiser that gets caught behind the back marker this time. And that's the 62 of Clement Gertcher, 62 Motorsport Husqvarna rider. So just trying to up the tempo in the final stages of this MXGP qualifying race. Geiser and Cairoli both jumping in, and Cairoli lands and bobbles, gets on the gas. Back end comes around all squirrely on him, and again, didn't cost him too much time. Geiser making it very difficult for him, though. Watch this. Geiser lands nicely. Oh, in fact, he almost disappeared, and that was Cairoli almost running at the back of him. So they both bobbled, both lost time. And again, Cairoli, same corner, 3 times, 3 mistakes. .555, Artem Guriev. AG Racing Husky rider. He needs to be aware of what's going on here. He looks across and sees Geiser, but Cairoli charging down the inside. 2 lap borders getting ready here. We are at the end of 20 plus 2. Going into the final 2 laps. Geiser has led from the very first turn. and making his intentions clear. A qualifying lead at the moment. Will it be a qualifying race win? See how the ground is drying up. It's hard, it's slick, it's polished. Then you've got deep ruts, you've got mud over on different sides of the racetrack. It's pretty much rained here solid all week, but Cairoli now having to improvise. He looks for different lines. This is where he was so fast a couple of years ago, but you see how much different the track is. Not able to make that swoop across the inside at the top of that hill there in the background. But again, quicker over on this side of the circuit. He goes to the outside this time. Goes in, just a little bit untidy. Back marker! Tries to get out of the way. A real game of cat and mouse between Geiser and Cairoli. Anton Gold up past, Jeremy Seaman now up in the 8th. He's found his way past the JWI Yamaha of Anton Gold. So Gold now 9th, but that is a fantastic ride for the Swede. And Cairoli again looking to find new lines. Cost him a couple tenths, but he's still right there. He's looking to challenge on the final lap here. One lap board getting ready. These two riders, 49s, 1 minute 49s last time around, 50 for Atonis, and then 52s, 53s, 54s for the guys behind them. So really pushing the envelope. But a meticulous ride from Tim Geiser. He hasn't cracked under pressure. Back end gets out of shape for both guys as they come out of that final turn and hit the Monster Energy finish line at the start of the final lap here at Trentino. Nice drive there from the Honda, heading uphill. Traffic ahead. He'll be thinking, come on, move out of the way. Blue flags, do your job. And they are doing a good job. Cairoli goes to the inside. Geiser gets caught behind the back markers. They're side by side. The fans erupt here. Cairoli cuts to the inside. Back marker gets in the way. So Bonini didn't know he was under attack from both Geiser and Cairoli. Watch how close this was. Cairoli goes to the inside. Almost made the pass stick. Geiser saw it. He kept it in there. And he continues to lead. They are in the thick of the traffic. Glenn Koldenoff just ahead of them, 2:59. A back marker. Is that 3:21 Bernardini? Yes, it is. Tough race. Geiser weathering the storm and everything that Cairoli is throwing at him here in this MXGP qualifier. Both riders will surely go to the inside. They will. Cairoli, he's got one last throw of the dice. It will be down the final hill, past pit lane, the back of pit lane. And the atmosphere building to a crescendo. Nothing in it. Cairoli jumps long and he tries to go long again. He knows this is the only opportunity. Geiser looks to the inside. He knows Cairoli's there. He'll have it covered in this bottom turn. Wow! Fantastic riding from both riders. Cairoli is frustrated. He can't get any more out of that KTM. Back marker moves out of the way. Final turn, it's not going to happen. Geiser will win the qualifying race here by the slenderest of margins. It's going to be half a second in it as they hit the line. Wow. Tim Geiser strikes first. He draws first blood here. His fan club over on this side. Well, both sets of fans appreciated the effort from both riders, but it's Geiser half a second from Cairoli. And in all that, we lost the battle for third. Well, there was no battle, was there? It was all on his own. Arno Tonus, 30 seconds down for Monster Energy Wilvo Yamaha. He won't mind about that. He's left a little bit in the tank. But Monticelli, we wait for him to come through in 4. Here's his teammate, Max Anstey. He will be up to 15th. He's found his way past Desal and Paturel on the final lap. So good final lap for Max Anstey, but had he not fallen on the opening lap, as we'll see in the highlights, he could have been challenging for a top 3, 4, 5 position, no doubt. Anyway, we'll watch Anstey through the final couple of corners. But Geiser, Cairoli, Tonus, Monticelli all land your top 5. Lisa Leyland is down in the waiting zone, getting ready to speak to Tim Geiser. Of course, Geiser, a 2-time qualifying race winner now. This time in Cairoli's backyard. Let's hear what he has to say.
Tim Geiser, second qualifying race win. A fantastic job holding on to that lead with Tony on your back wheel.
Yeah, I'm really happy. The qualification race went great. I take a good start, and then I was riding well. I got a little bit stiff, like in the middle of the race. I got a little bit of the arm pump because the track is quite sketchy. And also towards the end, like when we start to get the lappers, was really tough because it's like one main line and they block you quite a lot. But anyway, I'm happy and really looking forward to tomorrow.
Great job. Good luck for tomorrow.
He had to fight for it, but Tim Geiser comes away with his second qualifying race win of the year. Does it here in Italy, Trentino, of course, the land of Tony. Have we just witnessed what these races will be like tomorrow? Or are we expecting more from everybody else? But first blood goes to Tim Geiser. Official confirmation then coming up. Tim Geiser wins it from Tony Cairoli. Arno Tonas, fantastic ride for him in third. Monticelli fourth, likewise for the Italian. Paul fifth, Lupino sixth, Jonas 7, Jeremy Seward 8, Sean Simpson 9, and Anton Goal 10. Incidentally, best qualifying races for both those guys. Tommy Searle 11, Van Horbeek, Liebert, Jessiconis, Anstey 15th in the end, found his way past Tassal and Paturel the final 2 laps. Bogas 18, Leop 19, then Petrov, Kodanov, De Bartoli, Bernardini, Bonini, and the rest 34 finishers, although Jose Boutron not finishing the race. Right, let's take a look at the MXGP race highlights, shall we? They went a little bit like this. Centre of the gate, Tony Cairoli, Tommy Searle and Tim Geiser, but Geiser just got the nod on Cairoli as they swooped through the first turn. Going up in the next corner though, Anstey ran into the back of Sean Simpson, and it was Anstey who tipped over Cairoli into that second place. Kodanov came in towards the end of the first lap for some running repairs. Paulin was on the charge, made his move past Anton Goal. And then he struggled behind the 41 of Paul's Jonas, but eventually he did go through the lap later. Geiser and Cairoli, though, they provided the show. This battle between first and second. Both sets of riders being urged on by everybody. Anstey, after his fall on the opening lap, eventually caught the number 6 of Benoit Paturel. Lieber fell, that's why he was ended up in 13th. But look at this battle here. Cairoli and Geiser running into the final lap. Back markers came into play. Cairoli thought he'd made the move. Geiser just hung on though. And in the end, it was Geiser for HRC by half a second over Cairoli. Tomas was third, Monticelli fourth, Paulin was fifth. Fantastic qualifying race here in Trentino. And good sportsmanship there as well. But we'll take a look at some of the best moments. Guess what? We're back tomorrow. I hope you can join us then on MXGPTV.com with 125, 250, and of course MX2 and MXGP. We'll see you then.